this rack on my quad. You can play with Sportsman 90.
Why would you like a rack on your quad?
I don't know.
To tie stuff on maybe? Tie bungee cords on?
But that's what these holes are on here for.
Oh, well then maybe you don't need a rack. We don't have to get a bother if you don't want to.
Yeah, but it'll help my pylon stay on better.
So you have a reason to help your pylon stay on better. You need a Phillips screwdriver and a 3/8 socket. We're going to take off the plastic rack and then what are we going to do?
See what's underneath it.
Okay.
That way we won't see that the hole is too far and we won't knock into anything.
That's right. I'm going to hold the nuts and you turn the screws. Hang on. There's 1, 2, 3, 4.
There you go.
Thank you. This one here is a little stripped out, so I'm going to help him with it. The knot is a little rounded out from the weather.
So when it takes the rack off now, you unscrew all of the bolts. And this is what it looks like underneath. And the rack just going on like this. Yeah, this is our new, this is the rack that I'm going to put on now.
And how many bolts do you need to put it on?
4.
So what do we got to do now to make that fit there? We got to do what? What do we got to do?
We have to drill the holes.
Drill some holes. How many?
4. Now we're going to drill the holes for the rack.
Yeah, the back two. The front two we're going to use. Okay, here. Put this in the hole to hold it in the right place. Now push the rack ahead a little bit. Put it in the right place. Go.
This is tough.
Stop. You're going backwards. Your drill bit's going backwards.
I'll do it until we get out.
So after you get the bolts put in, then what do you have to put on the bottom?
The nuts and washers.
And then after we get all that done, what do we have to do?
Put the rack back on the quad.
Right on. Let's do it.
Let go.
Okay, so you got those in place. So now we got to get a wrench and tighten those up. Okay, tighten up. Yeah, okay.
So we got the rack out on this thing. So now we have to put it on the quad to make sure that it fits and to make sure that none of the bolts are sticking into anything.
Where could the bolts stick into something?
Like on this pouch here.
Okay. They all good?
And none of them are sticking into anything. I thought there was one more to do, Dad.
Okay. You're gonna get the wrench to tighten it up?
Thought that we had to do one more.
There's a nut for you. Those two there, the nuts are welded onto the chassis, so that's a good one to start with. Now leave them all loose to make sure they all fit, and then you can tighten them all up after. Because if you put them,
I'm back to move it back and do it now, please.
if you leave them all a little bit loose, then you can make sure you can line them all up.
now we'll just tighten up our last 2 bolts. Then we'll just have to cut off some bolts right here.
Okay.
And then we're going to be finished.
I'll get the grinder ready while you do that. Unless you want to use the grinder, do you? Do you want to use the grinder and cut them off?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah. We're on our last bolt now. Now we're all finished. With our finished rack, you just have to cut it off, then you're very, very finished.
There wasn't enough room where the chassis was underneath for the 1/2 inch long bolt to stick down through, so I put them up and just chopped them off.
So this is our finished rack, and this is what it looks like.
Walk slowly because the camera's really shaky when you walk fast.
Thank you for watching Angling and Arrows. I hope you liked our video, and please subscribe and try to watch my other videos.